And this house is very lucky that the tree fell right next to the garage. Welcome to another day of Tales of Foundation Repair. Today we're working in Dallas, Texas. We're gonna do a foundation repair here. We're gonna have to do a tunnel as well, go under the house. This house had the plumbing repair about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. So we're gonna use the same tunnel that was excavated before. We're gonna just follow the same pipe that was replaced. This is so we avoid damaging the pipe at the moment we lift. If we discover the pipe, we make it all visible or clear. We remove all the dirt from around the pipe. At the moment we lift the house, it's way less likely to have any fracture or rupture on the pipe. The problem with the plumbing is when you lift the house, the soil is grabbing the pipe. So at the moment the house goes up, the soil will not let the pipe go up, so it cracks. So in here, because we need to install interior piers, instead of breaking through all the floors inside the house, we're just gonna start the tunnel following the pipe. As I mentioned, we're gonna install the piers in the inside, and at the moment we lift, that's gonna allow us to minimize the risks of having plumbing issues. So this is a house right here. We're gonna dig some piers on the outside. I just start digging this hole in here. Then we're gonna go across the garage. So we're gonna have a few more piers in here. Mika's gonna dig a small tunnel going inside the house. Then we have another one right there. Moises is digging here. We have another pier here. And then on the corner. Now we're on the back of the house where Julio and Wahama are digging the tunnel. This is where we're starting. So let's take a look at where the tunnel is gonna go. So all the plumbing was repaired from here, going all inside the house. Right on the center of the house, we have the 2 bathrooms. So we're just gonna start here. We're gonna dig like 50 feet of tunnel inside the house. So apparently this house has been shifting a lot. It was fixed already many years ago, apparently like a couple of times. We are finding on some of the piers, like old drill piers. They seem to be very old, more than 10, 20 years old. Then they have another foundation repair which consists on concrete piers, concrete push piers. So they're also failing, and now we're gonna go ahead and do the steel piers. So we're just gonna install the steel pier next to the old pier if we find them. If we don't find them, then we're just gonna do the steel pier anyways. Definitely the steel piers should be the last time that is needed. The steel piers, they're really gonna go deep. Maybe the concrete piers are not able to go so far in this area here in Dallas. Sometimes it only goes like 6 feet deep with concrete piers. But of course, the steel pier is gonna go way further than that. We'll show you when we install the piers. So it's 9 a.m. and we have a lot of progress already. So it's a really warm day. I'm sweating a lot, but let's take a look at all the digging that we have done so far. So we have like 2 feet of tunneling here already, so that's a good progress. And here you can see this is one of the old construction piers. So these are also known as drill piers. You can see they're like big spread footings, and we're gonna install a steel pipe next to this footer. So these footings, they usually go like around 8 to 14 feet deep. So we'll see if the pipe can reach at least like 14 feet deep as well. On this hole, guys, you can also see that we have another spread footing in here, and then we already do next to it so we can install our steel pipe in here. So we're doing the same all around the existing piers. We're gonna have our new pier next to the old pier. Like in here, you can see the footing is right there. So we're not even gonna uncover it. We're just gonna install our steel pipe right here. So we have to do all the front. We just need to open one more pier, one more hole right there. Like I mentioned before, Mika is doing the tunnel to go to the middle of the house. We have another hole in here. In this house, we can see that they already tried to do foam lifting. So the homeowner mentioned that they couldn't lift the house with the foam lifting. Also, here we can see it better. Let's take a look. So all this is the foam. Of course, it's making our work harder. So I usually recommend foam lifting for smaller structures such as driveways or sidewalks. Honestly, the foam lifting is usually not strong enough to lift a house or a foundation, and this is probably what happening here. The other foundation company, they tried to lift with the foam lifting beneath the house, but of course it wasn't enough. They couldn't even lift an inch, so the house is still like lower. Now the problem with the foam lifting is even when you are able to lift a structure, you're just adding another layer between your foundation or your concrete slab and the soil. But there's nothing beneath that foam. Like the foam is sitting on the same faulty soil that caused the problem from the beginning. So if you're fixing, like I mentioned, driveways or sidewalks, foam lifting is fine. But for a foundation, you definitely need some kind of piers. So it's always important to consider the type of soil where your house is built, the environmental conditions, so you can pick the right pier for your type of soil. Okay guys, so we are almost done with all the exterior excavation and we have a lot of progress on the job site. Hopefully we can finish on Thursday. Today is Monday, so it will take 4 days to be all done with everything. And let's just walk around the job site. So we are almost done with the excavation in here. Moises is digging that hole right there and he's almost done. We have also this hole in here that we need to do after that. Carmelo right there, he's helping Mika. Mika is inside the tunnel. That tunnel is about 6 feet long already. We have the piers here as well. So we have one here by the porch and we're gonna have to do another one right there, right beneath the house, the wall. And we have all these piers open. And let's take a look at the progress on the back tunnel. So Julio is helping Wahama right here. This tunnel, they have already dug like about 4 to 6 feet in here. So Wahama is right in there and he's passing the dirt to Julio. Sorry, Julio. I'm on their way. It's all mud. It's very wet in here. The front of the house is drier than in here. After Wahama finishes digging like 6 feet toward that side, then we're just gonna go ahead and follow the plumbing so we get right beneath the bathrooms. So that's our progress so far. The soil is kind of hard on the front and then here on the back is really muddy, so it's really hard to dig when it's muddy like that because it sticks to the shovel and yeah, it weighs a lot. This is something that we always have to deal anyways. This is what we do and we love it. So we're gonna work like another hour. I didn't bring any materials today to start installing the piers, but I'm gonna bring the trailer tomorrow with all the steel pipes. So we start pressing the piers. Yeah, they're gonna continue digging with the tunnel. So as for today, we're gonna leave in like 45 minutes. We're gonna leave at 2 p.m. It's Memorial Day, so we're gonna go home early. Hello guys, good morning. We couldn't work today because of the heavy storm we had this morning. So it was crazy. It rained a lot. The wind was really strong. And most of the trees are just turned down. Let's take a look at the damage. So everywhere we walk right now, we can find traces of the heavy storm we had. So definitely today is a good day to be a landscaping guy. So look at that, poor trees, guys. We had winds of about 75 miles per hour and it was crazy. I never thought a tree could flex as much as they were doing last night. Of course, they just snapped. So a lot of trees are good, but like for example, tons of branches and stuff on the ground. So you'll see there was a lot of damage, to be honest. We had no tornadoes around this area. This is around Louisville, Texas. We had no tornadoes, but the winds, like I said, they were about 75 miles per hour. It was raining a lot. And yeah, we have a lot of devastation because of that. Lots of water as well. So right now is a good time to make sure your house drains the water away from your property correctly so you don't have foundation problems in the future. I mean, this house is very lucky that the tree fell right next to the garage. It could have caused a lot of damage to the house or to the other house. Imagine, like, look at the size of this tree. So I'm sure our work tomorrow is gonna be very tough. We're gonna have to deal with a lot of mud. We were doing the tunnels, so tunnels are gonna be all flooded, and of course the soil, yeah, definitely the soil keeps sweating and the tunnels, they just keep filling with water. So definitely everything becomes slower and harder. But like I said, it's what we love to do. Hello guys, good morning. So we are back in the job site in Dallas after all the heavy rain we had. The guys are already here. Right now it's about 7:20 a.m. and we're gonna walk around the job site just to pick up where we left on Monday and see how the guys are doing right now. So this is on the backyard. That's I just showed you the tunnel that we start on the back. We're gonna follow the plumbing. Then here on the front is the same situation. All the holes are filled with water. So we had to drain all this water first from the holes so we can get back to work. Fortunately, one of the tunnels is inside the garage. So that tunnel inside there is drier than the others because, I mean, there's no way it could like rain inside the garage. So that's a good thing at least. We have to do another hole right there. And then you can see how all of them are filled with water. So unfortunately, instead of just arriving and start working like we will normally do, we have to start cleaning the holes, draining the water, and make sure we clean them. Usually when we have rain like this, we have to dig even deeper on the holes so we can remove all the wet mud and reach a little bit of drier soil so we can install the piers with no problem or delays. On this job site, we're gonna use hybrid piers. So we have all the pipes in here. We have about 170 pipes. We're expecting on this area in North Dallas to take about 10 pipes, so 10 feet deep. But as soon as we finish excavating the last couple holes and draining all the water, we're gonna start testing them. So the tunnel inside the garage is already finished. We're gonna do another tunnel to reach another location of the house to make sure that we can properly level it. The house has very small footings inside. The interior grade beams are probably just like 6 inches thick. And the house has only like wire mesh. We haven't found any rebar. So we have to space the piers a little closer to each other, which means we need to add a little bit more piers than expected. So we can lift the house adequately without causing a lot of distress. So the problem they had with the foam lifting is that it wasn't really lifting the house and it wasn't lifting it evenly. It was creating higher or bumps around the foundation in the interior rather than lifting. So the problem with that is that we have some areas that are high because the foam actually lifted. They're like an inch higher. And then just 2 or 3 feet away from that area, the house is like minus 1.7. So we have difference of about 2 inches or 1 inch, 1.5 inch within distance of just like 4 feet. So that's the locations we are addressing. We're going on the areas where the foam didn't reach. We're adding the piers in there so we can lift those areas to get it more level to the areas that the foam actually lift. And at the end, we don't really expect this house to be entirely level, but we know for sure that the steel piers will ensure that the house is not gonna settle down anymore again in the future. This is the hardest part of the job, the tunnel in here, because it's an old tunnel. Like they backfill already, but a few years ago when they replaced the plumbing, they excavate through here. So because we're digging in the same location to minimize the risk of having plumbing issues, this area fills more with water rather than the others because, like I said, it was already dug before. Soil is loose. It's actually not packed as the other area. Like, it's not undisturbed soil because it was dug before. So all the water from the rain is just getting puddled in there. The mud just sticks too much to the shovel. Hey guys, so we are beneath the house on the tunnel that we are digging from the back, and check. So here you can see all the foam. It didn't even spread evenly. So, I mean, this is just making the work harder, and definitely was just a waste of money. But here we have the pipe. We're just following this, and we need to dig like another 10 feet on that direction so we can get beneath the bathtub. Now we're ready to start installing the piers. We're going to start installing the piers inside the tunnel beneath the garage. And we're expecting to take about 10 feet deep on each hole. But we'll take a look at that while we install those piers. So we have all our steel pipe in here, our hydraulic pump. So we're going to start installing the steel pier right in here. So the first thing we need to do is to find a comfortable position because this can take a while. Sometimes it takes 10-15 minutes, sometimes it takes 1-2 hours. It depends on on how deep the piers go. Here we think we're gonna get refusal maybe around 6,000 psi. The house has no footings, so we're installing the piers around every 4 feet apart from each other, so we can minimize the structural distress at the moment we're lifting. The reason of placing the piers closer to each other is because that way we don't have a lot of pressure in just one point, so we have more support and it's easier to lift all together. Also, since the piers, we're not going to be able to push them like 10,000 psi as usual because, like I said, the foundation is not really that heavy. Spreading the piers closer than normally help us ensure that the foundation is not going to settle down again in the future. We have 5 feet deep into this pier. We have installed 5 pipes and we still have like less than 1,000 psi. So that's why on these scenarios the concrete pier wouldn't work, because I'm pretty sure that with 5 piers, with 5 concrete cylinders, the house will be getting refusal already at this point. But with the steel pipe, we don't even reach 1,000 psi. The house is not being lifted. And that's exactly what we want. We want to be able to drive the piers as far as possible without lifting the house. So we're going to continue installing the piers. I'm just going to show you the pressure on the hydraulic pump as we drive this pipe into the soil. So as you can see, we have merely 1,000 psi. The pipe is still going down and we're not getting any refusal yet. So yeah, we're doing good. Hopefully we can achieve at least 10 feet deep before refusal, and just let's keep pushing piers. We are about 11 feet deep in here and we're already getting refusal. We have about 4,000 psi, but the house is going up and we have a small crack right there. So when we see that it starts like chipping out, we don't want to continue pushing piers, because if we have some too much refusal, it can damage the foundation. It can crack, like the ram can break through. So now let's take a look at how refusal looks. Here we have the last of our steel pipe. Okay guys, now here, like if we look at this soil right here, when we lower the ram, you're gonna see how it comes down. See that movement? That's the refusal. We have like 11 pipes down into the bedrock, but we're gonna try to see if we can push a few more. We are about 4,000 psi. At least I would like to hit like 6,000 psi. From this point on, we need to be very careful. We need to visually inspect the concrete, make sure it's not cracking, chipping, or getting any damage. If we see any signs of cracking, then we're just gonna stop pushing the pipes. So I had to exit the tunnel because I needed more material. So far, the pier that I'm installing has taken about 22 pipes, so 22 feet deep. And I'm gonna try to install 2 or 3 more so we can call it done. It's way better than I expected. I was thinking that because the house has no footing, it was gonna take like maybe 10 feet deep, but it's going 24, 25 feet deep. So that's really good. Also, the machine has only like 1,000 psi all the time, and then on the last 1 or 2 pipe, let's say like the 25th, the 24th, the pressure just goes up. So that means we're hitting real bedrock, like a very hard layer of soil that the pipe can't penetrate anymore. So that's exactly what we are supposed to do. So now we're gonna go back inside the tunnel to finish that pier. And it's almost 3 p.m. right now, so I'm just gonna finish with this. The guys are just cleaning up the tunnels and we're gonna go back home. It looks like it's going to be raining tomorrow, so yeah, if it's raining we're not gonna be able to work, but at least we got a lot of progress today. So here on the hydraulic pump you can see that it has some pressure. It took 24 feet deep to go above 1,000. It was here all the time. Now here you can see that we have more refuse pump. So you can see the movement of the house when we lower the ram. Now that we have about 4,000 psi, we have 25 feet deep with a steel pipe. Then we're gonna transition to the concrete cylinder. We just set up our transition plate. So as you can see, the pipe from being like 2 3/4 inch of diameter, we have the transition that makes a bigger plate. Is 6 inches diameter, so we can perfectly and evenly seat the concrete cylinder on top of this, and we're gonna push it down. So now we have about 6,000 psi on the piers, and I don't want to lift anymore because now the concrete is kind of cracking. So I don't want to create more pressure in here and causing some sort of damage to the foundation. Anyways, the pier went 25 feet deep, so I'm sure it's not gonna shift anymore. Also, we have the grade beam of the house right there, so we're going to install piers right beneath the footing as well. The main support of the house is the footing, and then this area is merely for stabilization. This is gonna help us lift a little bit, but of course the main support, most of the force is gonna be right there. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye, bye. Ya lo pongo. Bye, 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 Carmelo. Hey guys, so again, we were working hard right below the house, beneath the house, inside the tunnels. Honestly, all the hard work, like the hardest part is already done. We're now installing the piers, but unfortunately it's raining a lot, so we're gonna have to stop today. Hey guys, we're back into the job site. Yesterday we just came here to drain the holes. Today we are already working inside the tunnels. Mika is installing the piers, and they're just gonna start unloading the material from the trailer to bring it into the location of the piers. And let's take a look and walk around the job site today. Okay guys, so let's take a look inside the tunnels where Mika is installing the piers, and then we're gonna walk towards the back tunnel.
¿Es la misma de siempre?
Ya se me está calentando mucho.
Oh, ya.
Voy a cambiar.
Pedimos otras.
Hey guys, so here we're gonna start setting up the bottle jacks. Moises right there, he's gonna set up the top caps and the bottle jacks. We also have these steel angles. So we're gonna install this right beneath the concrete foundation so we can lift. What this is gonna help is that we're gonna distribute all the pressure along the entire steel plate. Instead of only having one pressure point that can crack through the concrete, we're gonna equally send all the force to all of this. This is gonna reinforce the concrete so it's not gonna crack, and we can lift better that way.
Sí. Ajá.
Hey guys, so here we're gonna show you how it looks with the angles. So we have the steel angle in here, and the bottle jack is placed right beneath the angle. We have the pier, our top cap, this is our cylinder, and then of course our 22 feet of pipe. So we have these angles like I explained, so we don't have any damage into the concrete. Here, this pier is already like 25 feet deep, and we are still about 1000 psi. So imagine, there was no way that the foam was gonna lift all the weight of the house in here when the soil is so weak. So we're gonna see how far we go, but yeah, definitely that's why foundation repair must be done with the piers, and then the foam lifting is just like a complementary repair to try to adjust or equalize the movement on the areas where there are no beams. So we're lifting the house now. Remember, in this house, we're just trying to stabilize the foundation as much as possible. The house has already been like refloated with self-leveling concrete. Also, it had the mud jacking. So the levels are not going to be perfect, but we're going to make sure that the house doesn't continue to move or settle down into the soil. Okay guys, so here, what we're trying to do is lift here in the bathtub. The bathtub was like, there was a big gap between the bathtub and the concrete. Also, the sink was leaning towards this side. So now we're lifting in here to try to make the sink level, and we close the gap in here. The fridge was tilting towards here, the kitchen, to the sink. So now we lift about an inch, 3/4 of inch in here. So we definitely feel the improvement. And now next step is we're gonna lift the front, including the piers inside the tunnel right here. So this area is almost 1 inch low compared to the rest of the house. So we're just finishing installing the piers right there, so we can lift all this section of the house together, and we're gonna see how good it reacts. We need to consider, we always need to remember that the concrete, there's no footings inside the house, only on the perimeter. We install some steel angles, as I show you, so we can provide more support to the house. But still, like, we don't want to risk to break the foundation, because when you don't have footers, as I explained before in the other clips, if we just lift too much, we can cause a lot of harm to the integrity of the structure. Hey guys, so we already lift the house and level it. Now, after lifting all the interior of the house, our measurements on overall change. And now this corner right here is about an inch low. So we're gonna finish covering all the tunnel and everything. We're gonna finish the job on the front, and then we're just gonna have to open like 4 to 6 more holes in here so we can lift this corner and everything will be more stable. So right now the delta difference is just about an inch of difference around the entire house, except for this corner. Here on this corner, we have approximately like an inch lower from the zero. So we're just gonna lift that to match the zero, and our entire differences are gonna be about a 3/4 of inch in the entire house. Hey guys, so we're here at the job site in Dallas. Today is Friday. It's been raining a lot. Yesterday we had a lot of rain. So today we're here. We're only here, Mika and myself. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drain all the water from the holes and from the tunnel. We had a lot of rain, so the soil has a lot of water, and the soil or the water is just coming out of the ground into the tunnels. So we're just draining them over and over. We have drained them like 2 times already. Today we're not gonna work. We can work with the water coming from the soil, from the ground. So we're just gonna keep draining as best as we can and leave everything ready so we can continue working tomorrow morning. Hopefully we don't have any more rain, because we need to finish this job. Hey guys, so it happened again. We're having a lot of rain. We are so close to finish, but we couldn't finish once again because all this rain. It's raining a lot. It's crazy. So the guys already left. We're just leaving right now, and we're gonna be here tomorrow. Let's see if we can finish tomorrow. If not, we're just gonna have to start pushing jobs from the next week. Yeah, I'm sorry for all the customers. Know that a lot of people wants to get their work done, but I hope that everybody can understand, just like this homeowner, that there's nothing else we can do. The tunnels are already all filled with water. So again, tomorrow morning we have to drain all the holes, and then we can continue working. Hopefully we can start covering everything tomorrow morning. Hey guys, welcome back. So we are grading the soil around the house. Yesterday was raining a lot, so we had to leave because of the rain. But right now we're just draining all the water from the tunnels and from the holes. In the meantime, we're just grading everything, all the excess of dirt from the back. And as soon as the tunnels are drained, we're gonna continue shimming and leveling the house. So we made it, guys. It's all done, and we're ready for the next one. Tomorrow we're gonna be working on Plano, Texas, and don't forget to subscribe and comment your doubts.